New York, which is the epicenter, we're in the eye of the storm when it comes to terrorism. There's been virtually no real cooperation coming from the Muslim American community. Too many of the leaders in the Muslim community do not face up to that reality, and a number of, too many cases, are not cooperative and are not willing to speak out and condemn this type of radicalization that's going on.
You know, to have a universal statement that says that no Muslims cooperate with law enforcement is ridiculous. If we're looking for specific instances, there are many cases where terror plots that were going to be carried out by Muslims were prevented because Muslims told authorities that these guys are going to go do this thing. I mean, case in point, in Times Square, when Faisal Shahzad tries to undertake, you know, his bombing, the first person to report it is a Muslim street vendor.
Yeah, I just thought the car is like fire, so that's why I called. I was scared.
The street vendor who was doing this, he was given a lot of recognition and award, you know, by civil rights organizations as well as by the city for his valiant efforts in, you know, participating here. But that won't come out because not only are Muslims who are qualified to speak to some of these things not being invited to speak, but even the people who work in law enforcement who work with Muslims and have benefited from the efforts of Muslims on these issues aren't being invited to speak. I'm Muslim, I work with the New York City Police Department, and there are many individuals who fall into a similar role throughout the country, but the hearings are being painted in such a way where a broader population that's not aware of the behind-the-scenes meetings and conversations that take place are going to assume that there's really nothing that's happening, that you just have this really foreign entity of Muslims that came from elsewhere who have supplanted themselves in the country, and they're not really doing anything but keeping to themselves, which is totally false.